We gonna start the show. It's time to start the show. Come on, y'all. It's time to start the show.
Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to jojoSPEAKS. Thank you so much for joining us this evening for another night of hot topics and social commentary. A couple things I want you guys to do for us before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to jojoSPEAKS. Subscribe to my channel, press that big red button. It is free and easy to do. It takes less than half a second to do. So why don't you do that for us? Also, be sure to give us a thumbs up on this video and all other videos. Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts on the topics that we're discussing tonight. Also, let us know what you'd like to hear us discuss in the future. Be sure to share and press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Jennifer and Tyrone are with me tonight. What's going on, y'all?
Hey!
Yes, Jennifer and Tyrone are in a new house. They're in a new environment. They're thriving. It's all good in the hood, honey.
Yeah, in this hood for sure. I'm still kind of in awe. We're in a new place. We were at our apartment for 7 whole entire years, guys.
7 whole years.
So
yes, come on, 7 whole years.
So it's great to be in a new space. We're just trying to get used to it and get out of the whole I can't believe we're here
right
situation. You know how it is. It's weird waking up in someplace different that you've actually wanted and God actually gave it to you. It's like, what?
Thank you.
That's how it be sometimes. That's how it be. You just gotta, yeah. Anyways, so we want to get some legal stuff out of the way before we get into the meat and potatoes. So the biggest legal news at this point is Donald Trump has officially been indicted. Now, he had spoken about it last week, thinking that he was going to get indicted last Tuesday. Turns out it was, it took a little bit longer. Apparently his information was inaccurate, okay? But he's been indicted, I believe, on 24 charges.
I thought it was 34.
34 charges of mishandling business funds or
And
business transactions.
Federal charges as well?
Yes,
these are federal charges.
And Donald actually made a speech in Mar-a-Lago. He flew straight back home to Mar-a-Lago after his arraignment. And he made a speech. Now the judge told him to not mention or have any statements concerning the process because that could be an issue. However, Donald Trump took the opportunity to say that they have a Trump-hating judge talking about the prosecution and all of this good stuff. What are you guys' thoughts on everything that has gone down? Of course, I do believe, as I've said in the past, that this is a political thing. This is probably driven politically. However, it's a crime that needs to be dealt with. So what are y'all thoughts on everything that's going on, and what do you expect to see out of this and all of the other indictments that are to come?
I personally, I feel like I'm learning to keep my expectations low with these situations, but it is, nice that they're at least trying, and we see what's going on here. It does seem like they're trying to, this commentary is allegedly. Y'all read that below bar that's going on. Okay,
it is all alleged.
All alleged viewpoints, but I do believe it's possible that they are doing their best to try to make sure that he doesn't run again. That's what it seems like. And to be honest, at the end of the day, if he didn't do the crime, there'd be nothing for anybody to say. So shouldn't be paying off allegedly porn stars and stuff with illicit money and things of that nature. So, God bless him and everybody in the midst of that moment. What you think, Ty?
Man, this guy, I knew he was going to utilize this as an opportunity to boast himself.
Boast. And let me make sure I say, he did make another $1 million off of, I think it's like free Trump shirts.
Yeah.
He made another $1 million off of that. Basically t-shirts to commemorate the moment.
Yeah. Him being the entrepreneur spirited person that he is, I knew that he was going to utilize this opportunity to capitalize off of it the most that he can. Either it's going to be for his second running or is it going to be financial? Either way,
or
he's
to
going to
be
do it.
or to
Or
be able to
both.
finally pay a lawyer, because
Yeah.
it's getting a little difficult to have a lawyer when you don't pay them and you have a reputation of not paying them.
Absolutely.
So allegedly. So yeah, you mind if I go through these comments?
Okay.
Aaron got here as soon as it was 9:16.
Absolutely. Go ahead, honey.
And shout out to our friend Mike, who couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, shout out to Mike.
Yes, he's usually
Fourth
here.
panelist.
But he's getting ready for his birthday, and who can't blame him for that?
Okay.
All right. So Erin says, "Hi, everyone."
Hey, Aaron.
Ranting with Big 50. She made sure to make.
Hey.
Is it a she? Are you a lady ranting with Big 50? Anyway.
Thank you for coming.
They say hello, everyone. As you know, we were just on the live with the Juice Radio and Talk Show, and they made their way over here, and we appreciate it. Ranting says, "What time do the live start?" And she did that right at 9:30.
It was a little tardy.
Little tardy.
Just a little tardy.
But of course, JojoSPEAKS says we're on the way. Thanks.
Yeah.
Aaron says about now. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, she said thanks. Oh, that's a lady. Okay, so glad you came. Everybody being so nice and wonderful. Oh, and the Juice says hi, y'all.
Hey, Regina.
And
Hey,
Talk
what's
Show.
up?
And of course, Tammy comes right behind her to say
Hey, Tammy.
hey. Much love to all of y'all. Regina says, "Hey, Aaron, and thank you so much for all your help." Oh gosh, Aaron is pushing all of this. She says, "Hi, Tammy L, the second boo." Gladys is in the building.
Hey,
Gladys, what's
She
going
says,
on?
"I am here." And Ranting says, "Oh, there we go. God knows y'all touched me earlier."
Absolutely.
Happy to be used by King Jesus himself.
Okay.
And Aaron says, "Thanks for including me to the Juice Radio and Talk Show." Aaron, she also says she responded to Ranting. She said, "You touched me too. My mother is a recent widow." Oh, okay. And it really made me so happy to know that another widow felt that way. But believe me, there's a lot that feel that same way. Oh, right. She said, "Oh, Aaron, you're an angel." She is. She can't help it. She can't help it. Joseph says, "Good evening, people.
Good.
Beautiful peoples. How are we doing on tonight?" I'm actually doing pretty well. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Jonathan? You doing all right, Jonathan? God bless you.
Oh, okay. Because I wasn't sure if you said that accidentally, and then
What'd I say?
You said, "How are you doing, Jonathan?"
Yeah, I meant that.
She.
Oh, okay.
Of Jennifer did not hit her yet.
Okay, see, that was my assumption. I apologize.
No problem. We were doing pretty well.
She has this thing where she gets a little tongue-tied and twisted with the name Collins.
We don't have to introduce that to her today.
Every now and then
Ranting says, "Yes." Aaron says, "I miss Mike. How can I update him on Real Housewives of New Jersey, whose side I'm on? And happy birthday to Mike."
Yeah.
We'll make sure that he knows. Yeah. Of course, we should see him next Thursday. Ranting is PST time. Jeez Louise. And we're on the Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
So gosh, it's late. Wait, it's early over there.
It's early. It's early over there.
Jeez Louise. Yeah. Okay. Anywho, Aaron, the second boo comment is hilarious. And Aaron is laughing as well. You may proceed.
Absolutely. In other legal news, the 3 men who were found guilty in the murder of XXX Tentacion, they were found guilty 2 weeks ago. They have now been sentenced to life in prison. So, stay out of jail, y'all. Do right, okay, and stay away from the cops so you don't get put into handcuffs, honey.
Well, when you unalive people, sometimes that tends to happen. You know,
Right. And I don't know what goes into the minds of those who do these things, but I guess desperation could be one of them. But ignorance is obviously the most glaring
the
thing.
leading cause.
Right.
They just locked up.
Also, in other news, something that's really, really sad that happened. So, the Cash App founder, Bob Lee, he was fatally stabbed in San Francisco. I heard it on the news earlier today that he was just walking on the street and he was stabbed, and he unfortunately did not make it. He is no longer with us. So, our condolences to Bob Lee's family, friends, and loved ones, all those who love him. We're so sorry for your loss because he was a jovial man and he was a great, awesome guy. And somebody just took him out, and it's so crazy to me once again how people have these criminal minds and are just okay with doing things like this. It's just crazy to me, and I don't know if it's the way that people are brought up, the way that people are raised. Some people who don't know any better. But to my knowledge, once you get to a certain age, you do know better, and so therefore you should do better. Any thoughts on those two topics before we move forward, y'all?
Man, this whole thing got my conspiracy mind kind of jumping. Unfortunately, you know how so many Bitcoin creators have gone to glory, and now somebody that has made it so much easier to pass funds around and being able to avoid banking, allegedly. I'm just gonna say allegedly just because.
Right.
It makes me feel a way like there's more to this.
Yeah.
For all we know, there's going to be a documentary talking about all of these and whatever conspiracy theories may be connected with it, but
Right.
it don't feel right.
It don't feel right. And then the timing of things, I just seen the post today that alerted me to this tragedy, that the Federal Reserve is coming out with its own cash up like scenario
Oh wow.
called Fed Now, I think it was.
Hmm.
And it starts in July of this year. And I'm like, wait a minute now. What happened to Cash App? And then I found out that this guy is no longer with us. And I'm like, yo,
And
that is a little too spooky for me.
and what's to me, it just feels like super duper random. It's like, oh yeah, he got stabbed today.
Yeah.
And
It feels so
How
random.
does that happen?
It-
At 2
and-
o'clock in the morning, too. Like,
it's a little bit
the
too
weirdest thing.
random. Let me go ahead and say this comment here. God bless him and his family.
Absolutely.
May y'all forever.
May y'all get the answers that y'all need.
Yes.
And justice for him.
And
Yes,
justice.
justice, because no one has been arrested in his death as of yet. So
Yeah.
we need justice in that case.
Like,
For
may the
sure.
Lord have justice and the justice angels flowing all the way over there, making sure that everything is happening as it should in Jesus' holy name. Joseph Jarrell says, the spirit of Gentifer definition.
Here comes the linguistic ninja
Lord.
at work.
The whimsical arranging of names of the people that she loves.
I love it.
Whose names start with a J. She does it without knowing she has, and she can't help it.
This is so funny.
Right.
I think we may need to expand upon that because
Yeah,
I
you
also
You must.
include the T in there.
you
because-
also because I have
Oh my gosh.
it's just simply the people that I love that I
And it
talk
seems to be men because you typically don't do it to women. Like you never call Regina something else. Maybe it's the men names. Maybe that's what it is. The male names.
It
Maybe
is-
maybe that's what's tripping you up.
Specifically J and T letter names. Because she doesn't do it to Mike.
No, she doesn't do it to Mike.
I haven't. Wow.
Wow.
You guys, I have certainly called Tyrone Jonathan and Jonathan Tyrone often.
And Joseph.
And now that Joseph has entered my life and he entered a space where I actually love him, he's Joseph. That Jonathan's Joseph. I mean, it's close. I mean,
Yeah,
And-
it is. what it
Jonathan
is.
Joseph.
and it turned
You!
into the spirit of Gentifer because Regina started doing it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That made it worse.
Earlier we were talking about transfers of spirits, so you know how chess wheels and all that stuff go on. Go over there to the Juice Radio Talk Show and watch that video.
Lord.
The interview from tonight.
Ranting with Big 50 says, I know now I'm in Las Vegas. This place is crazy, but I needed the weather due to health issues. Understood. Understood.
Love it.
Joseph, I do love Vegas too. Did you love Vegas too, Jonathan, right?
Of course, I love Vegas.
Absolutely. Joseph says there is an occasion tea as well within that depth of spirit of Jennifer hitting the place. God bless you, Joseph.
Absolutely.
Ranting also says some people was raised right. Wait, I didn't. She said some people were raised right. I believe they just lost their way due to craziness of the world.
Yep.
Or they were hired.
Right.
The Juice Radio Talk Show said, yep, y'all might be into something. Hey now, we're just saying. Ranting says, after hearing he was unalived, I took my banking information off of Cash App.
Ooh, all right.
It's a thought. And Regina says, and it's contagious. Joseph Jarrell says, let me take a stab at this. When you stand in the way of the flow of currency as the government deems fit, you will be removed. If you don't remove yourself, you will be transitioned to glory or hell.
Oh, wow.
Pun intended. Ciao.
Wow. Yeah, so that's all for our legal news. In reality show news, Love After Lockup star Derek Warner has been booked on an assault charge, and him and his boo thing, Miss Monique, have decided to stay together. Now we could just kind of just touch on this and leave it. Like, first of all, I must say that Mr. Derek Warner is fine. Okay, that man looked good. Okay,
he's also dense.
Yeah, he's not the smartest, but you know, some things suffer while other things, you know, progress, and
everybody needs love.
Yes, exactly. But what do y'all think about Miss Monique standing beside her man, honey?
Hey, do you? I mean, if it works for you. I mean, I guess you done it once before. You can keep doing it again and again.
Yeah, that's just one thing about being with somebody that has been incarcerated, and you decide to take care of them financially. You know,
holding them down. Like,
that's not attractive.
Right, she's better than me, but anyway, so the NCAA college basketball finals took place. UConn, I believe, won the men's championship. Is that right, Tyrone? UConn?
Yes, sir.
And LSU came out with the victory for the women's. Now, I was a little disappointed that my Gamecock girls didn't pull out a win. I don't know when they lost.
And still,
Dara did her thing all season. Her and them Gamecock girls balled. Okay, they balled.
Heard. And so there's two controversies coming out of the women's side of this championship. So Angel Reese, during the game, she did a hand gesture like this, which is something that the pro wrestler John Cena does. And he says, "You can't see me," which is pretty much seen as a taunt to his opponents. And so Angel did that on the court. There were a lot of sportscasters that were giving her a lot of grief about doing this. I don't know if they saw this as arrogance. I don't know if what they saw in this. Someone said that she was dumb for doing that. It's a whole lot that's going on. Shannon Sharp came to her defense, and I wanted to come to her defense as well. We're in sports. And a lot of times when you're in sports and you're ahead of the game, and you know your worth and you know that you are the best, then sometimes you want to show that off. And, you know, she has every right to do whatever it is that she wants to do, because, you know, if she was doing this and they were losing, it's like, you know, what are you doing? And so they're winning. And so I also see it as a celebration in a way as well. But what are y'all thoughts on on taunting when it comes to the sports game, because we know what all happens in football, basketball, base. It happens in every sport. What do y'all think
See,
about this?
this is proof that a lot of the propaganda is one sided. I don't know if you already know, Jonathan, but the player that she did that to did the same thing to her
Mm,
previously,
yep.
Yep. And other teams,
and to other teams,
including South Carolina.
and that is seen as, oh, she's just being competitive, but it certainly shows the stark difference between who's doing it and who's not doing it, or who's
Right.
doing it and when. um, so when she does it, it's okay, but when um, Angel does it, it's a problem.
A black woman.
Angel, and not only a black woman, but she's proud to be who she is, and she's doing this unapologetically. And she
Right.
made sure to say those things out loud. So I appreciate her, and whoever her mama, daddy, cousin, sister,
Okay,
brother,
they raised her
whoever
right.
showed her that she can be who she is no matter what, no matter on what platform, and still continue to rise. God bless them, because they really instilled in her something that every black woman needs to know, that you are important and they're not going to like you because you. And that's okay.
Ex-
Continue
exactly.
to do you.
Even more than that, she gave the young lady props for her ability to ball.
Yes,
Right.
and vice versa.
And that got overshadowed by her hand gesture, which
Mhm.
I'm like, if someone is giving you props and they're like, hey, good game, but at the same time, yo, you gotta admit, I gave you the business.
Yeah,
That is
Right.
good sport. That is good competitive.
absolutely. And the woman
And
is seen as a victim in all this. She's taking interviews and saying it wasn't, what
It's
y'all
not.
trying to make it,
right, her name is Caitlin Clark. She went on an interview and actually said that Angel should not be criticized
No.
for using that hand gesture, and that's so big of her, because she could take the victim route, as we typically would see in these types of cases. But she said no, like, oh girl does what she does, and she has every right to do that because she's that good.
Exactly. And people just need to, well, I just hope that people take from this moment
Hmm.
and understand how it works out here in these streets. Because before they were saying that Angel was this and that for doing it, I saw that it was a back and forth. It wasn't just Angel just coming down on her like the big black mean woman, like
Hmm.
they want her to be seen as. And once again, I thank God that she is not cowering. She's standing up at who she is. She has her
Absolutely.
lashes. She has her hair done down with the middle part bust down.
Hmm.
This she looks gorgeous, and she's continuing to push forward. I appreciate that in her.
And
Absolutely.
I love the fact that this is bringing a light to women's athletic sports, particularly basketball at this time, that has been ignored for many years.
Hmm.
No one looks at the competition of women's basketball as a legit sports to actually go and support.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking this is a time that we can get re-energized behind it and
Hmm.
really give them the support that they need, just like we do with the men's.
Hey man, with the men's.
With the
Yes.
men's,
With
yes,
the men's.
MENZ, the men's, honey.
The
Yes, we
men's.
do. We love the men.
Because you know
Um,
when I came. Oh, sorry.
oh, okay. And related to this story, as we all know, or some of you may not know, anytime that a major sports team wins a national championship, then they are later invited to the White House to have a celebration. So in this case, First Lady Jill Biden not only invited the LSU winners of the national championship game, she's also invited the runner-ups,
The Iowa losers.
Iowa, to the White House to celebrate women in sports in general. That was her. That was her reasoning for inviting the other ladies to the White House. Now,
This
A
is
lot
the
of the
first.
LSU players are seeing this as racially motivated, which is understandable
Understood.
because, Iowa. What do you think about when you say the state Iowa? Okay, we know what
The,
we
the
where we're
most
going with
the
that.
most the most chocolate that I saw on the Iowa team was this young lady that looked like she at least had a quarter of African American up in her.
Just a
Just,
splash.
just a little bit. And so many of the LSU players were upset about this and were heard somewhat rejecting her invitation. But Angel, I believe it was either Angel or Alexis, one or the other, came back and said that they would gladly accept her invitation. Also, Alexis Morris came out and said that she wants a celebration with our forever First Lady Michelle Obama. She'd enjoyed that. So
I want
I
to I want
thought,
to go over their house.
oh, okay. I want to
Oh,
I want to
shit.
see I want to see my president,
I want
honey.
to go over their
Okay,
house.
child. So what do you think was behind Joe Biden asking not only the winners but also the runner-ups to the White House? Do you think there was any malice involved in that? Any racial tendencies or unbiased racial epithets with this?
Epithets. I want to say personally, I don't believe. I believe Jill was just First Lady Jill, because that's who she is.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that she was just trying to be nice and sweet.
Me too.
That's it. And when she said those things, I certainly believe that she did not bring it up with anybody else. So no one would be able to say, yeah, you need to think a little bit more on this to understand what it is, because whether it is a plight against Black people or not, or her just feeling sorry for the Iowans,
Mm-hmm.
when any other team, championship team, has won, they get their solo invitation
Right.
to the White House. And I know that some people like to seem, innovative or trying to, build a camaraderie and things of that nature. I'm sure she was thinking a lot of positive things with it. I
Right.
don't necessarily believe she was trying to be racist. I believe she spoke without understanding the weight of what she was saying. That's
Right.
what I believe. And to be honest, that's what a lot of people do. They don't consider everything else rather
Mm-hmm.
than, it's like, well, they should be able to like it because we're just being nice. We're coming together.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with that. And she's a nice doctor, and there's a chance that she might not be aware of the competitive side of things. And
Correct.
I wouldn't want the losers to come and join me on a winner's trip.
Wouldn't that be kind of awkward?
It's rather awkward. Though I may have not played on a team, I've certainly marched on a band. And
Mm-hmm.
and when we got our props, we weren't looking for anybody else to join us on that parade.
Okay. I heard that. Tyrone, do you think this was racially motivated in any way, shape, or form? I just saw it as a nice sentiment, although I didn't agree with what she was requesting. I saw it as her trying to be nice. What do you think?
I don't agree with it.
Ooh.
But I choose to look at it differently, and I'll tell you why I'm looking at it differently. I see what she was doing, but I felt this was more politically
Trying to be
motivated.
politically correct.
Ooh.
In the sense that Iowa is a big state for Democrats
It is.
in terms of voting. And to appease the Iowa caucus, she did this.
That's
Tyrone,
very
you
interesting.
thinking? You really thinking right now? Because we all know they ain't about to get Louisiana.
No.
Right.
And
That's a
you
thought.
got to know where your base is, and they don't have a foot in Louisiana.
Not even a pinky
Louisiana
toe.
has been red forever.
Right. And I feel like that begs the question: if Iowa had won and LSU were the runner-ups, do you believe that Jill would have made the same invitation?
No way.
I don't think she
No
would.
way.
So.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. And also I believe it's kind of like trying to pander towards the helpless, white girl situation.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Aaron says, I thought it was cute she used a reference to another athlete. I didn't think it was to be mean, just a reference, and I do believe it.
Right.
It was a competition. Of course, you're gonna do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
were trying to win. Ranty says, I'm glad she did the hand. Aren't we all? Because
Yeah.
it was done to her. So
Yeah.
now that we're up and we're winning, now I have the clout. I have the reason to do it as well. And Ranting also believes that it was racist.
I believe it was unbiased racist, but still at the same time.
That's
still
to
steeped
me.
in
That's
it a
the
little bit.
ignorance of racism.
Right.
Because you don't know exactly how deep it goes,
Or how things affect other.
Yeah, until somebody points it out to you, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't know." Because to you just doing you.
Yeah,
Right.
I certainly believe that Jill did not anticipate the kind of backlash that she got.
Absolutely not.
And
Right.
especially from the team members of LSU. Let me tell you
Right.
something. I've been watching. I be on a TikTok a whole lot, y'all,
Mhm.
and they keep on talking about how it's Generation Z, right?
Yes,
Gen
Gen
Z.
Z.
The Gen Z generation, how they have no problem speaking what they want to speak. They have
Exactly.
no problem saying what they want to say. And Angel automatically said,
Okay. Now.
No. No. And then made sure to let everybody know, as well as the former First Lady, Miss Michelle Obama, can we come over your house instead?
Okay.
Is it possible? Can we come over there?
Okay.
So
Can we have a real celebration up in here?
Okay. Instead of some McDonald's.
Let's have us a celebrate, honey.
Okay. Rancy says, I believe it's to get the black voters.
That ain't how you get.
That's not how
voters.
you get it, though.
Right.
That's not how you gonna do it.
That ain't it. Jill, she knew what she was doing, but she didn't know what she was doing.
She didn't expect these Gen Zers to speak up the way they spoke up. And I haven't seen anybody from Iowa speak up themselves. And it's like, to be honest, it's smart for them to not say anything, because it's just gonna look, they understand how it's gonna look.
Exactly, because if they say that they would accept her invitation, then that would be seen as a bad thing. And if they respond by saying that LSU should not feel this way, then of course there's going to be a lot of backlash from that as well. So we'll see what happens with this.
Silent.
And I don't know if you've seen this, Jonathan, but there's the side by side of the Iowans getting hyped up for the game versus the LSU.
I haven't seen that one.
It sounds. As soon as I see it again, I'll make sure to send it to you. But it looked like they were singing to some pop song. Those girls and the LSU ladies, they were doing some hippity hoppity.
Okay.
Really aggressive with the
okay, hip hop, you don't stop.
Hey,
yes.
And they weren't stopping, honey. All the cuss words and everything.
Regionally, they're going to be culturally
It's going to be different, but the difference is stark. Ranting also says, we know this, but I don't believe she knew.
Nah.
Amen.
Exactly. She was just unaware. She was just unaware.
It's a bit of innocence of Jill, because, like y'all said, she wants everybody to win and everybody to be celebrated.
God bless her.
And that's always a nice sentiment. As I said, it's always a nice sentiment. It was just not a good move.
It's like, you might as well bring the Final Four up. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you're doing, let's bring everybody.
Right. Bring all the teams that made it. Okay.
Okay.
But it is what it is. So hopefully this will all pan out in the right way. For those of you who do not know, Eva Marcel, I believe she filed for divorce from her husband Michael Sterling. However, he's saying that he's going to fight for his marriage. Do they have one or two children? I think it's just one, right? Two. Okay, so they have two children. There hasn't been any. I haven't heard any speculation as to why. they were separating. But do you guys have any thoughts on Michael fighting for his marriage with his wife Eva, Miss Top Model season 3?
I think it's nice that he wants to fight for his marriage. But you know, I guess, okay, I just hope the best for all the parties involved.
Right.
But you know,
it is what it is. You know,
I have to ask him, like, how did we get here? What
for you to have to fight?
For you to have to fight.
Right, because when he says he has to fight, that makes it seem like he might have done something wrong in order to have this issue.
But you know, that just takes me to the conversations about marriage in general and what's involved in having a happy, loving marriage. Maybe they both weren't doing the work. Maybe they thought that being married was enough. Maybe,
right?
Because I don't believe that Eva's mother is with her husband. Or with her daddy. You know, maybe we didn't know what marriage looked like. Maybe we didn't, request counseling. And also knowing that, when you're in a marriage, you have to continuously work at that thing.
Right.
Absolutely.
And she was moving up. Some people were saying she's moving up because, her show,
All the Queen's Men.
It's popular, is picking up. People are really enjoying it, and she's the star of that show. And
and it's actually started showing on VH1, actually, which was interesting to me. But
but that means that it was getting enough traction on BET for it to be showing over there as well.
Exactly.
And soon, by the way, they've been doing the episodes and stuff like that, seasons, things of that nature. Soon she might be able to start getting some residual checks and everything. Like,
okay.
And is she still on This Nation and Ricky Smiley and them?
I'm not sure.
She's a friend of the show.
Yeah, I believe that she's still working with them. So it's like she's basically on an upswing, and some people believe that being that she's on that upswing, she might be swinging without her husband.
Yeah, it is what it is. But we just wish the best for both parties involved. And that, Jennifer, you want to get that comment?
Yeah. Ranting says the vice president should have schooled her.
I don't think
the vice president talking to I don't think the vice president ain't even like talking to them like that.
You don't think they homegirls?
She wasn't a part of that thought process at all.
Okay.
Let's be real.
You know who will get it together with it is our first lady,
Michelle. Yeah, I'm sure Michelle will have a conversation
because they were cool homegirls.
Yes, they were cool homegirls.
They don't have that conversation for sure.
Absolutely.
Aaron says if everyone was going to be invited to the White House, it should have been said before the game.
Hello.
Okay,
see, I think that was just a spur of the moment thing for Dr. Jill Biden. I think she just thought about it and said it, and that's kind of how that went. That's at least just my opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's unity. The Juice Radio and Talk Show says she has 3 children, 1 from her ex and 2 from her husband. Yes, so it was the 2 with the husband, and that first one from her ex. God bless her. I hope he stopped following her. Lord Jesus, that boy crazy. Oh, sorry. I don't like to use that crazy word. But he
it fits.
He had
he
has a lot of issues that he needs to be taken care of through therapy.
Therapy, exactly. Because I saw him on Iyanla Fix My Life. That man has issues.
He needs further assistance.
Especially with his mother. Ooh, yes, his mother.
Jesus.
Absolutely.
No, they both need to go in because
because
his mother didn't help him.
No.
In that space. The Juice Radio and Talk Show says she will probably get alimony and child support. I don't know. She might end up having to pay him, to be honest with you.
That's what I was about to say. I think she might make more money because the name sounds familiar, but I really don't know what Michael Sterling does.
Well, he tried to run for governor, right? Not governor, for mayor of Atlanta. And he did not succeed in
prevail.
that venture. So they're saying that they can't call him a politician because he never won nothing.
Ooh, Lord.
I heard somebody say that. Ranting says he needs God. Yes. Her.
Mm.
What's his name? Like
Ooh,
Kevin.
Kevin McCall.
Kevin McCall.
Yeah.
He is a talented brother.
He is.
He's written and produced things with Chris Brown and
Chris
all that
Brown.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he needs a lot. He needs King Jesus therapy, some more Jesus, fasting, praying, meditation, a retreat, and some more Jesus.
Absolutely. And so I'm not sure if everyone is aware, but Monique has a new comedy special on Netflix. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it premiered yesterday because that was the first time that I saw an actual advertisement for it. And the name of the special is My Name is Monique. And in this particular show, first of all, I must say she looked good. That hair was laid,
Her hair was
okay?
herring, honey. Yes.
The hair was herring. The dress was beautiful.
She looked nice.
And she was her normal self. I have to say that I was probably one of Monique's biggest fans when she initially came out. I loved her stand-up. I watched about half of the special, and I was entertained. I thought it was decent. It's what I expected from Monique. She actually started out talking about being in special ed in middle school, and the way that she turned that around to not really insult people who might have been in special ed as well. She made it funny. Then she also talked about her gay uncle, which I've heard about in the past, and the fact that he was ridiculed by his own family, and he was just himself. And I love that. But something came out of this. First of all, I must say that the special is actually under the category of LGBTQ plus on
I
Netflix.
saw that.
And I believe the reason why is because Monique revealed that she told her husband that she desired to be with a woman sexually.
Okay.
And he, in return, said, "Me too."
Is it?
Do y'all have any
Taylor,
thoughts on Monique actually having a comedy special on Netflix? And any reactions or response that you guys have been hearing concerning it?
I am happy that she got this moment on Netflix.
Me too.
Going through all that she has gone through with Netflix and all the bumps in the roads and hurdles in her career. I wish her the best with this opportunity and more opportunities to come from it.
Right.
I just don't think the timing was right to me.
Why you say that?
Because to me, I felt she should have done something before this, building up to it, and I hadn't really seen anything from her. Like everybody else has something leading up to.
Popped up out of nowhere.
This just popped up out of nowhere, and it's like, it's Monique, okay.
And Netflix hasn't even been really advertising it that much because you'd think you'd see commercials for it on YouTube or on different websites, but
or even Monique herself saying, "Hey, y'all, my babies, my loves, sisters and brothers, my daughters and nephews
that I love for real.
That I love for real."
That makes me wonder if she actually knew that this was coming out.
Ooh.
You know when?
Did she actually believe that they were going to actually put her special up?
Okay, even though the ink dried, are they still going to pull through with this thing?
Yeah.
And, is she going to receive the coin that she deserved from this?
Well, being that because of her, we somewhat know the process. The coin is etched in stone before the actual show's even put up there.
Right.
So that shouldn't be a problem. Aaron says Monique premiered on Tuesday night.
Okay.
And Ranting says, JoJo, why are you trying to get me to subscribe to Netflix? I love Monique.
Netflix has a lot of good stuff on it.
Yeah,
I will say, I believe Hulu is a better deal than Netflix. But Netflix has a lot of content. Now, whether the content is good or not is left up to interpretation. But they do have a lot of material for the price that you're paying. Yeah. But yeah, I won't. See, I want to say that I enjoyed it, but I feel like that's a little much. But I liked it. I liked it. It was
Well,
decent.
and you know what? I say that you liked it because you like Monique.
Yes.
Now for me personally, y'all don't get down on me or nothing like that. But I didn't really pay too much attention to it because I know my brother Jonathan. He loves Monique, and I knew that he was going to support her and at least watch some, which I knew he was going to do.
Hmm.
Because he actually had a DVD, at least one DVD of her stand
Two. I have two Monique
Ah,
DVDs
there you go.
of her stand up.
So,
That's Queens
first,
of Comedy.
yeah, she's not my cup of tea. Not saying that she's not funny or anything. She's just not for me, and that's
Hmm.
okay. But I hope the best for her. I hope she's getting everything out of it. I personally love the actress Monique. I want to see.
Yes.
I like seeing her act, mostly with the funny stuff because she's so natural with all of that. I loved her in what's that movie? That Roscoe Jenkins movie where she was Martin's sister.
She was pretty funny in that.
She was really funny. I loved her in that.
Yeah,
And of course that Christmas movie that she was in, that was
that Christmas movie was
hilarious. I
hilarious.
love her acting. So yeah, but for me, I'm the weird one. I watch Netflix for K-dramas dubbed in English and I watch African movies and series, mostly it's mostly Nigerian and South African.
Yeah. I think what drew me to Monique was she was so unapologetic. She is so unapologetic about who she is and what she represents. I also love the fact that she was a big black girl. I love the big girls. Like it's we big girls and gays. We just go so well together. We understand one another's plights, and it is what it is. Monique was also guest starring in BMF this past season. And I thought she did pretty well on that show. Excuse me. Also, she had to flex her acting skills. She had to cry because in one of the scenes, she was taking care of her sister who was dying of AIDS, and she had to turn off the machine on her sister because she needed to go to another place because some big drug dealer was killed and she would be in danger. So yeah. Anyways, shout out to Monique. I love you, girl. I support you, girl. Do your thing. And Jennifer, want to get to that comment before we move on to Escape?
Oh, child. Aaron says, from what I heard, Netflix rushed this because Chris Rock had a lot of people coming back to Netflix. They rushed to premiere this. Oh,
That
thank you,
makes
Aaron, for
sense.
the
That
insight.
makes
And
a
that
lot of
does make a
sense.
lot of sense. And she also says, my older sister loves Monique, so I had to watch. Absolutely.
Gotcha. All right. So this last week, Tamika came out and she addressed the whole $30,000 theft
Did she address?
that
My
she
God.
experienced, and she addressed it with receipts. She also had Tiny, Tamika's mom, not Tiny, Tiny's mom. She had her on as well, explaining everything that was going on. Do you guys want to address these things separately? Because I also want to talk about Rocky's interview with Tasha K. So let's talk about Tamika first. So Tamika has pretty much, in my opinion, has proven her point. She also said on Watch What Happens Live why she has not pressed charges against Latasha's, because that's her sister and she doesn't want to see her sister go to jail. So I completely understand
That makes
that.
sense, yes.
So do we believe Tamika now that she has given us those receipts? I believed her beforehand.
Okay, yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. I believe her from jump, and that's simply by the way her mother, and mostly her mother, the way her mother reacted when the allegation was brought up in an argument. The way that she reacted, she didn't say $30,000. What in the now I know you're lying. She could have went there, but no, she said get out.
Yeah, and turn the cameras off.
Turn the cameras off.
Turn the cameras off.
And that's literally how we tell on ourselves. So that's how I knew, and there was just no way. But for her to basically she was pushed. Tamika was pushed to put out the receipts, because now you're referring to your sister as a liar. If you would have just left it alone,
Yeah.
Tasha, she would not have had to move forward with more. And not only did she give the receipts about her the money, but she also outed herself, basically saying like, yeah, there's a sex tape, I was in it, they
Hmm.
have it. And she owned it and basically took that power away from them if they were
Right.
even trying to or threatening to put all that out. And I just love what she did. I think I want to do a video on that, just to go further in on it, how you
Hmm.
can take the power away from the enemy by owning the truth.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. That's what I
Exactly.
believe, man. I love that despite everybody coming down on her and saying that she was a liar because of the way her sister framed it,
Hmm.
for her to
Right.
live her truth and stand in it, that's true power.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It
And
is.
I am proud of her for standing up for herself, and taking care of herself in this situation. Because
Absolutely.
it would, as we saw played out in the show, she went to those that she thought that had loved her,
Right.
and they rejected these things,
Hmm.
her
Well,
concerns, and they were like, "Oh, girl, you just wear the it's not that bad. Look, these things hurt me. You're ignoring them, and then you're gonna call me a liar on top of it. Now I got to check you."
Exactly. And so also last week, Latasha came out after Tamika gave her receipts. Latasha came out and
oh
not only
Lord.
addressed the cheating rumors with her husband, Rocky, stating that they are in an open marriage, which I explained my thoughts on that on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. I'll tell y'all that my thoughts as well. But she also said that her and Tamika should be together. Her and Tamika should be better, better as sisters and closer. Now, I personally believe that Latasha came out and said that she was in an open marriage with Rocky because it would have been even worse for her in her mind to say that she did not know that her man was cheating on her and she doesn't know what he's doing out here in these streets. Now, do I think that she knew that he was cheating on her? I'm not sure. She might have known, she might not have. Who knows? But Latasha doesn't seem to be the strong type of woman that wouldn't put up with that. But at the same time, if you're in an open marriage and we all are free to do whatever it is that we want to do, then it's cool. So maybe it's cool with both of them. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you think that they are actually in an open
Oh,
marriage,
we have thoughts. Go ahead,
or
Joe.
do you think she used that? I think she used that as an excuse for either knowing or not knowing. Tyrone?
Yeah, it was an excuse.
Mhm.
Absolutely. The problem with her saying this statement is, okay, having an open relationship means that everybody is equally pursuing somebody.
Mhm.
Latasha, who are you pursuing? And who is pursuing you other than your husband? If he's free to go about the country, like Southwest, you're not in an open relationship. You're just allowing him to have a hall pass. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. If that's what you want to do, that's your thing. Let him have a hall pass. But don't say you're in an open relationship because, hey, the alleged people, king and queen of open relationship, the Smiths, both of them have alleged cases tied to them.
The Smiths?
Yeah.
Who Smith?
The Smiths.
What Smith? Oh, Smith. Will Smith and them. Okay.
Will Smith and them.
Yeah, a lot of people have. I think they have open marriage.
Multiple allegations of them. Don't say it's true.
Plenty of hoes.
You hear things about both of them. With you and your husband, we only hear things about him in his escapades.
No entanglements that you caught up in.
Right.
So this
That's weird.
is not wise to say and utilize it. I get you trying to get in front of this, but it's not wise to do this because the language that you chose in this situation makes you look worse.
Right.
Oh, I don't know if you remember, Jonathan, when we first started talking about this and the allegations were out there. The first thing that I said is that she's going to come out and say we were in an open relationship to cover for herself, and that's literally what she did.
Yeah.
If you look at the way she follows that man, I can't even imagine that she would try to find somebody else to be with. Let's be real.
I agree with that.
Let's be real with that. And this is just yet another time where she's inserting foot into mouth. If she could have just taken a little time to just leave Will alone, or just give her sister some money, or more than just some money, all the money, because we all know it's more than just the $30,000. Because if you do $30,000, who knows what other money that she could have been doing.
Right.
So
not the first time.
There's, in my opinion, allegedly, supposedly, there's no way, in my opinion, that was the only time. Let me just say this. Ranting says, I believe in the beginning, her sister is a bully, and for Rocky. I'm glad Tamika is standing up for herself. Absolutely.
Right.
She also says the only one, and that's what I laughed at earlier. She said the only one in the relationship is Rocky. Open the relationship. He's the only one in the relationship. That's the only way that the door is swinging open. Right. And Joseph says, "Child, this is beyond too much. What in the what?" And the Juice Radio and Talk Show says, "Child, my marriage will never be open to others. Never.
That's right. I'm sorry. I'm a one-man man. Okay. I ain't sharing your behind. Okay. Not with nobody.
Okay. Right. Us Lees are stingy. Okay. We ain't got no time for no.
I'm real stingy.
Extra. Okay. Like real stingy.
Genuine said.
That's what he said. I'm stingy. Okay.
Okay.
And I can't hide it. It's all right. She also says, my husband and Tasha's husband is Rocky. Then that means Tasha Bullwinkle.
Blah, 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 blah.
Ciao. Anyway. And Ranting says, I don't understand how you into gospel music and God into an open marriage. Now, okay, I will give my opinion in that.
Okay.
It says that the marriage bed is undefiled, right? If that is the plan, if that's the understanding as far as the marriage being opened,
right,
then, as in my opinion, as long as everything is out in the open, as long as there is ethics in the whole situation, anybody, the extra that's coming into the space, no one understand what's going on, as well as the spouse knows what's going on and everything like that, I believe it can be done ethically. Now, the kind of open marriage that she has, she was told she was in the open marriage.
Yeah.
This was something that was discussed 28 years ago when they got married.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. And not only, are there alleged
children out of wedlock?
Yeah. There's also children out of wedlock, possibly. So, that's not a. Anywho, Ranting says, Juice Radio, that's a whole word. Exactly.
Okay.
She said, right. I agree with you right there. Ain't no concubines in my room. Nope.
My man right here was thinking exactly what I was just about to get on. Go ahead. Read that comment right there.
Joseph said, Sarah opened her marriage, and in true feminine hormone energy, she changed her mind.
Okay.
Did she not?
Get that woman out of here. And her son.
But she
Did she not?
But she
Hey,
opened
hey,
it
hey.
wide open, and that's in the book of Genesis.
But y'all, do we discuss this in Bible study?
Sure don't.
We don't talk about how they got a concubine to birth a child because she couldn't bear children.
She thought she couldn't bear.
She thought this way. Even though God told her, you're going to bear a child.
Straight up.
Say it again, Joseph.
Straight up.
Childbearing.
And so you open the door for this chaos to ensue into your relationship. And then you like, nah, take her back, return her to sender, send her packing on her way. Because no, this is my, hold on.
Her and that bastard child.
Hold on.
Okay.
Get her out of here. Because she's trying to take my place. This is mine.
And this is why when you think you're going to try to pull schemes to try to circumvent God,
it won't work out for you.
Joseph also says it wasn't even a concubine; it was the labor force. She told him, "Take this worker and do work."
Okay. Yes.
Work.
Make sure you sing it. I sung it, Joseph.
And the baby was born
unto them.
Right.
Okay.
And just a quick little thing before we get out of here. If y'all have not seen the interview with Tasha K and Rocky, please go and watch that on Tasha K's YouTube channel. Rocky actually came out on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show and said that he was unaware that he was being recorded. I don't believe that whatsoever. Well, actually, no. I do believe that is possible, that she might have called him. However, Tasha K is a businesswoman for the most part. And so I believe 85%, for the most part, I do believe that he knew that he was being interviewed. However, there's a small part of me that thinks that he might not have known, and Tasha might not have told him because it was so casual. Jennifer, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. So one thing that I've heard from another YouTuber, basically every time you get on the phone, you mention that, this call is being recorded, and just keep on going. Whether he acknowledged it, because she is at this time, of course, now that she's, having to pay up $4 million, she does make sure to cover herself in those ways.
Right.
So he may not believe or want to say that, I acknowledged it and I moved forward into that. She covered herself. There's no way she didn't.
Gotcha. But yes, that is I was going to say a riveting interview, but it's a mess. MESS. It is a mess.
And it sounds like and when I listened to Funky Dineva talk about this. No, not Funky Dineva. It was Alex Rogers. He was talking about he's given a cocaine tea. Okay.
Yeah.
He's high. He was clocking him like Judge Mathis. He's high right now.
Right now. He was incoherent. He couldn't stay on topic.
He was all over the place.
He was literally all over the place. Like, he was mentioning random artists. Like, he said that he signed Britney Spears. Like, sir, I know you didn't just say that you signed Britney Spears, my girl. I know that did not come out of your mouth just now. He said that he was involved in Michael Jackson in some sort of way. He said that he was R. Kelly's bodyguard. Child, it was just a mess. But anyway, Jennifer and Tyrone, give us your social media context real quick and your YouTube channel, Jennifer.
Come on, Shay.
How do you spell faithful?
Yeah.
FAITHFUL.
To the H.
So it's not two L's?
No.
It's only one L.
And
that's for God's love.
Go ahead and let them know about you, Tyrone, real quick.
I am your boy, Mr. TD McCullum. You can find me on the Facebooks, the Instagrams, and the YouTubes, and all over your favorite musical streaming platforms, because I have 2 singles out. They're called Drunk on Love, which is the cover of Rihanna's Drunk on Love for her 2011 Talk That Talk album, and my first original song called Groove With Me. it is the smooth jazz saxophonist, yours truly, playing over the
Lord.
classic beats of Go Go from Washington, D.C. Come check me out. And I got some more music coming later this year.
Yes,
All right.
I am the light of the Leo. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, as well as YouTube. We're coming back. We are okay. I want to say we finished moving. We're here, but there's a few boxes that still need to be
Unpacked.
Yeah, but we're here and we're back up and running. Praise
And that's all that
God.
matters.
Not only do we have the internet, but we have the setup. Thank God we made it back. But anywho, I will be back on the Light of the Leo program. Won't you join me there? Subscribe to at the Light of the Leo. You certainly will enjoy yourself. We're working hard on finding ourselves, staying true to ourselves at all times. You know, I thought I would be a funny person. I am funny, but I still have to get this stuff out of here, out of my mouth, so we have these great conversations.
Yeah, it is some. I would say it is somewhat of a serious show, but there's laughter trickled in here and there as well. So I'm sure all of you will enjoy it. You can find me on Instagram, jojo_speaks3020. I'm on Facebook, Jonathan Lee. You can email me, WilliamJonathanLee, at gmail.com. Also, again, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, give us a thumbs up, comment, press the notification bell, and share. Until next time, we'll be back next week. Same time, same place, same beautiful faces. Let's get these comments out the way real quick before we head on out, Jennifer.
Regina said we're going to discuss it on the Juice Radio and Talk Show because we're in the book of Genesis studying now, Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Join us. It's fun and interesting. The Juice also says if y'all talk to Tasha K any occasion, it is to be believed you are being recorded.
Right.
Let's be real. And I think there's a chance that she's in a state where only one party needs to know that they're being recorded. So even if he has an issue with that, she knows she's being recorded. And if you don't, she's still covered. Joseph Jarrell says, TD, tell them about your secret project.
I'm holding my mule. It's how the timing is right.
Okay, he's timing this right. Okay. Aaron says, this was great. Thanks for the live. Love the chat and panel. Love you too, sweetness.
Love you too, Aaron.
And Joseph said, just playing, sort of. Right. All right, we're done.
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.